Well, hey there, garden friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. How are you? How was your weekend? It is Monday for me. It's been a weird, very busy, but strange day. Like, I've gotten a lot done, but yet I haven't even ticked anything off of my to-do list yet. Our garage broke. The door, the springs finally went, so it was about a week that we weren't using it. Boy, you don't realize, like, we really don't use our front door for anything. We use our garage for in and out all the time because our cars are right here and the front door is way down the walk. So anyway, we got that fixed this morning, so there was that. My youngest is sick with something very much like COVID, but this is day 3 and he's not testing positive. So I think it's maybe the flu or RSV. I don't know. I would say just a really bad cold, but he's also had a really high fever. So anyway, so I made sourdough bread this morning. I made some sourdough banana bread because that's a nice comfort food. And also I had lots of starter that I needed to use up. And I have a whole bunch of butternut squash and pumpkins cooking in the oven right now because tonight is going to be butternut squash soup for dinner with sourdough bread. And the rain barrel came. So in this video is going to be a whole mishmash of things. Let's take this apart, see what's inside. This is way bigger than I anticipated. Okay, so this is a rain barrel from Gardener's Supply. It's got a screen here to keep things out of the water on the inside. It's got a place for a spigot. I thought it came with a spigot, but maybe not. And this is the top here, so you can put your downspout here. Yep, and it's like Oya shaped. So this is gonna go on the greenhouse. And I think it's gonna be great. Okay, so the next little job I wanna do is put one of these shepherd hooks. I found 2 of them out at the farm. They have, these things you can step on, put them in the ground, and they're for hanging things. So I want to hang some birdseed cupcakes. These are also from Gardener's Supply. And basically it's suet with lots of seeds and stuff on them. The birds annihilate them, but they really like them. It gives them a lot of good energy in the wintertime. So I'm gonna put one out in front of the garden gate. So let's go do that. There's nothing growing here on this side of the fence other than there were snapdragons here, and there are underneath the ground some narcissus, but that's fine. This is just gonna be, so they'll eat this and they'll leave the rest of my stuff alone. Okay, also real quick check on the garden. It's been dumping rain for a couple days. Garlic bed, looking fine. There are some of the varieties are coming up. Some of the other ones aren't. Makes me a little concerned. Oh wait, here's one. Okay, well that's good. I was starting, and there's more. Okay, I was starting to worry that maybe they weren't good. It wasn't good seed. The radishes have finally germinated, some of them, so that's good. I can actually harvest those in a while. Carrots, still doing fine. Birds are picking on a little bit. We've had a lot of frosts, a lot. Down to 29 degrees, 28 degrees. So you can see the potato plants are mush. That is normal, as expected. However, the broccoli, even though it's been being eaten a little bit, and the onions are doing just fine because they don't mind the frost. The asparagus, I need to cut it back. In the fall, once it turns yellow like that, you need to cut it back down to the ground. So that is my next job. That prepares it for winter and also gets it ready for next spring to produce. everything in here, this is all peonies and narcissus, which are already starting to come up. It's not even Christmas yet. Okay, and then everything's still covered just for another day because we're expected, well, on and off today, we've had lots of heavy rain showers. And so again, this is just to keep things from getting flattened. So, you know, once this passes, I'll just uncover them. And then I wanted to just show you really quick down here, the marigolds, since we've had so many frosts and hard freezes. See how the foliage just kind of turns black and slimy? That's what happens to dahlias too. So that's what happens to all frost-sensitive plants. It'll look fine while it's still frozen, while the frost is still on it. But then as soon as that frost, as soon as it starts to melt, it'll break down the plant tissues really quickly, and then it just kind of expires. So that's no big deal. I totally expected this to happen. I've just been waiting for this. It's easy to pull them out now because there's a lot less foliage to deal with. So I'll cut these out, and they'll be all good. This whole area will be good to go to plant some other stuff. I think actually I'm going to put in an early crop of peas here. Goji berry that we planted, still doing great. These radishes I still keep forgetting to harvest. Some of them are just like bursting out of the ground. And then our fruit trees are dormant right now, which, oops, that avocado needs support big time, which, you know, you would expect, but they all have buds on them. So I'm hoping that in the new year, they'll actually give us some fruit maybe. And the dahlias, as expected, have died, the tops. So they're just going to be dormant now underground. And then the rest of this is scabiosa and, gosh, what else did I put there? Scabiosa and something else. I don't know, maybe more straw flower. Doesn't matter. So now I'm going to go on to my next project, which is to use the stuff that I have left over from the wreath making workshop to fill 2 urns by our front door as holiday decorations. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep a very close eye on the weather because we're having these weird intermittent rain showers where one minute it's sunny, the next minute it's pouring down, and my camera right now is out in exposure, so if it rains it's gonna get drenched. So I'm gonna, this pot, this urn, I have another one right over there. This is about 3/4 of the way full of soil. I just took the potted mums that I had out of it, and I'm gonna just fill this up with greenery. So I'm quite happy with that. I think it looks great. Just very basic, leftover greenery, and Ilex holly. Yeah, I really like it. And it'll be fine throughout the winter. It's not necessarily just Christmas. So that's that job done. So just like the cupcakes, the seed cupcakes, this is also all seeds. Sunflower seeds, millet, and some black oil sunflowers, I think, in here. And it's all held together with suet and honey. And as you can imagine, the birds love it. Look how big it is. It's as big as my head. This is also from Gardener's Supply. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do for sure today was to get the wreath up. I made this wreath at our holiday workshop, and it's got pine cones and holly berries and Douglas fir and redwood and dried oranges on it. I love it. It's very pretty, especially when everything else is losing its leaves and getting droopy. Except for the cyclamen, they're happy. So all of the hydrangeas along the side here, losing their leaves for the winter. This is where the rain barrel's gonna go. Pretty much where this bucket is. So I'm going to rig up a gutter off of this roof, which is a good size. And then all of that water will be funneled down into the rain barrel. It's not a super exciting video today, but I did get some stuff done. I am happy with how the front urns turned out. It's a great way to use leftover materials, and you can do that with anything that you harvest from your yard. Like you can scavenge off of the ground and off of trees to make that kind of decoration. Or if you get a live Christmas tree, you can use the extra boughs that you cut off in order to fit it in your tree stand to do that kind of display as well. So coming up this week, I still am going to do that successes and fails video, but also based on some requests, I'm going to do a video on garden planning for next year, for 2023. So I've shown you a lot of the seeds that I'm growing, although there's more coming. But what I want to share with you guys is, and I'll link the video that I've already done and part of this in that upcoming video, but I'll show you the map that I use to plan out my garden, how I plan out my garden, and then it's just a basic spreadsheet that I set up in Google Docs that helps me track what needs to go in the ground when, what needs to be started when, and I'll show you how to do all that stuff. So yeah, that's coming up this week as well. Maybe getting the rain barrel up. However, it's supposed to rain Tuesday, Wednesday will be a dry day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be raining too. So I don't know when we're going to get to that. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but it is just the beginning of our rainy season. God willing, and the creek don't rise. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.